Profanity arises where culture draws lines and language fights to redefine them.
What makes a single word feel so very dangerous? Think about it. A word is just a puff of air, a collection of letters on a screen. It doesn't have fangs. It can't throw a punch. And yet, one of these little verbal grenades can detonate in a room, causing a chain reaction of gasps, glares, and slammed doors. It's like a tiny, invisible bomb that targets our social composure. Some words have the power to make your grandmother faint, your boss fire you, a complete stranger want to have a very loud, very public conversation with you about your life choices. These are the words we keep locked away, the ones we save for special occasions, like stubbing a toe in the dark or watching a politician speak. Long ago, before Twitter arguments and hot takes, people were just as concerned with what you shouldn't say as they are today. Early societies had what we might call a taboo box, a conceptual container where they stuffed all the words linked to scary, sacred, or just plain gross things. Blood, waste, sickness, the messy mechanics of making more people. These were powerful, primal concepts. To speak of them casually was to break a serious social rule, to drag the private and visceral out into the public square that made the words themselves feel potent and wild. They were verbal representations of things that could make you sick or get you ostracized. In a world without modern medicine or sanitation, bodily fluids were genuinely dangerous. So the words became charged, a verbal do not touch sign. This is the first category, the somatic, the body's language at its most basic, mysterious, and threatening. When you stub your toe and a certain word flies out, you're channeling thousands of years of human anxiety. It's practically a historical reenactment with more hopping around. Then there's the second, even more explosive category, the religious. If the body was one source of taboo, the heavens were another. Names of gods and holy figures were too sacred for casual use. That wasn't just bad manners, it was blasphemy. Profanity isn't just about ancient taboos. It's a high-stakes social tool we use every single day. Using a swear word is like walking a tightrope. Lean one way, and you create a powerful bond with someone. Lean the other, and you plummet into a pit of social awkwardness, or worse, genuine conflict. It's all about signaling. When used correctly within a group, a swear word can be a secret handshake. It says, "We are close enough to break the formal rules. We are on the inside." It's a shortcut to intimacy, lowering barriers and showing trust. It's a verbal pat on the back, albeit a slightly grubby one. This dynamic is everywhere once you start looking for it. Think of a sports team in a locker room. Think of a group of soldiers in a barracks. Think of chefs in a high-pressure kitchen. In these environments, salty language becomes the unofficial dialect. It builds camaraderie and releases tension in a way that golly gee simply cannot. Shared use of forbidden words reinforces group identity and marks us versus them. Anyone who can't handle the language doesn't belong. It's a test of social cohesion, who's in, who's out. Of course, the tightrope depends on power and status. Who gets to swear reflects social hierarchy. A powerful CEO might drop an F-bomb in a meeting to seem passionate and no nonsense. If a junior intern tried the same thing, they'd likely be updating their resume by lunchtime. The rules are not the same for everyone. Swearing becomes a display of dominance. The ability to break a social rule without consequence is the ultimate power move. It says, "The rules that apply to you do not apply to me." That's an assertion of authority, and a little terrifying. And then there's reclamation. Historically, words used as slurs have been co-opted by marginalized groups. They take a word meant to hurt and wear it like a badge of honor, stripping its power. This is linguistic judo, a controversial act of defiance showing how fluid meaning can be. The badness of a word isn't in the sound, it's who says it, who they say it to, and the social baggage. Language isn't static. It's a living, breathing battleground. Let's zoom in on one of the most potent uses of swearing bonding. It sounds counterintuitive, right? How can words designed to be offensive actually bring people closer together? It's all about creating a shared private space. When a group of friends, teammates, colleagues uses profanity freely, they are implicitly agreeing to suspend the normal rules of polite conversation. This collective rule-breaking fosters a powerful sense of solidarity. It's a signal. In this circle, we can be our unfiltered selves. We don't need the formal armor of public discourse. So, what is actually happening inside your head when you hear a swear word or when you yell one at a piece of self-assembly furniture? It turns out your brain handles these words very differently. Most language is processed in the cerebral cortex responsible for grammar and syntax. But profanity gets a VIP pass to the ancient, primal limbic system. The limbic system is the brain's emotional core. Think fight or flight. When a swear word hits your ears, it can bypass logical centers, light up the amygdala, the brain's alarm system, and deliver an immediate emotional jolt. That right brain limbic link explains why swearing feels automatic. It's not a chosen word, it's a gut reaction. People with speech-impairing brain damage can still swear because the pathways are different. That emotional automaticity also links to pain relief. Studies show swearing can increase pain tolerance. Vocalizing a taboo word triggers a stress-induced analgesic effect, a quick burst of natural painkillers. So next time you hammer your thumb, science gives you permission to let one fly. But it's not all instinct. The brain is a rule-learning machine. Over time, your prefrontal cortex, the responsible adult, learns to regulate outbursts. We learn from parents, teachers, social cues when swearing is appropriate. This creates tension. The automatic impulse to curse versus the learned impulse to suppress. The decision to swear is a lightning-fast negotiation between your inner toddler and your inner diplomat. That internal conflict makes swearing feel deliberate and impactful. Part automatic, part learned profanity can be seen in contradictory ways. When someone swears from pain or shock, we often read it as honest and authentic. When someone uses a swear to insult or intimidate, we judge it harshly through social filters. Our brains evaluate the word and the intent, deciding instantly if it's raw release or a calculated move. Welcome to the modern era, where the rules of swearing are more complicated and confusing than ever before. We now live in a world curated by algorithms. Social media platforms, streaming services, online forums all have their own codes of conduct, their own digital rulebooks that determine which words are acceptable, which will get your post deleted or your account suspended. This has created a bizarre new form of censorship, where a word's badness is determined not by a human editor, but by a line of code that can't understand nuance or context. A joke between friends can be flagged with the same severity as a genuine threat. This has led to the rise of algospeak, a creative new dialect, clever misspellings, emojis, code words to talk about sensitive topics without triggering the automated censors. It's a linguistic cat-and-mouse game, a digital evolution of the ancient practice of using euphemisms. Instead of saying, "gosh darn it," we might say, "unalive," or use a corn emoji to talk about adult content. It's a testament to human creativity in the face of restriction, proving that if you try to ban a word, people will just find a more inventive way to say it. At the same time, this digital landscape has made words spread faster and further than ever before. A clip from a movie, a line from a song, a politician's gaffe can turn a swear word into a global meme overnight. This rapid, context-free dissemination can be incredibly disorienting. A word that is a harmless joke in one online community can be deeply offensive in another. But the internet flattens all those contexts into a single, chaotic feed. This makes navigating public discourse incredibly tricky. The old rules of know your audience are hard to apply when your audience could be literally anyone in the world with an internet connection. So what are the takeaways for navigating this minefield? The rules of engagement are no longer simple, but a few principles can guide us. First, context is king. A word's meaning is not fixed. The room, the relationship, the situation. Second, intent matters more than ever. The difference between a joke and an insult lies in the motivation behind the words. Third, history has weight. Words carry the baggage of their past. Ignoring that history is a recipe for causing unintentional harm. And finally, power dynamics are always at play. Think about who has the privilege to speak freely and who is more likely to be punished for the same language. In the end, swear words are so much more than just noise. They are not simply bad or good. They are tiny, powerful mirrors that reflect the deepest parts of our humanity. Silence, after all, can be louder than the word itself. So, the next time you hear a sharp, forbidden word slice through the air, what will you do? Will you react with automatic judgment? Will you laugh? Or will you pause for a moment and listen to what that word is really telling you? Will you see it not just as a transgression, but as a clue, a piece of evidence about the person who said it, the culture they live in, and the unwritten rules that govern us all? A word can feel dangerous, yes. But perhaps the most dangerous thing we can do is refuse to understand why.